John was one of the original 5 board members when Windrush became incorporated in 1977. At John's urging and with his guidance, Windrush received nonprofit status 2 years later. John knew this step would be critical to ensuring the financial viability of the program. In 1978, Marge faced a crisis, having lost 8 horses. She seriously considered abandoning the program altogether. John and Diane were instrumental in supporting Marge emotionally and motivating her to find a new foundation mare to breed for program horses. Never one to sit about, John packed Marge into a car and drove her out to the Keeneland sales to find new stock for the program. Thereafter, John was a true friend to both Marge and Windrush, a trusted advisor, a supplier of tractors, equipment, and anything else needed to grow the program and improve the facility. He was also instrumental in helping Marge maintain her contacts in the horse world to help support the program. He truly was Marge's rock-solid supporter in those fledgling years. In the 1970s, John and Marge also collaborated on a new idea. They wanted to hold the first Inter-Pacific Pony Club rally in the United States. John generously donated his flying horse farm to allow kids from Japan and all over the world to come and compete there. He worked tirelessly to provide everything needed for this once-in-a-lifetime experience for these competitors. His flying horse farm is really a prime example of John's vision, energy, and generosity. In the 1970s, he transferred what had once been his family's working cattle farm into the premier eventing facility in the Northeast. Realizing that the New England weather was not always conducive to riding, he built one of the first indoor arenas. When that proved to be not large enough for everybody that was riding there, he built a bigger and a better one. When he realized that what the area needed was a proper 3-day event, he built a steeplechase track. Beautifully manicured grass, which he took care of himself, and made sure nobody rode on except when the competitions were going. When he realized grass dressage arenas weren't cutting it, he put in state-of-the-art sand arenas. And in a stroke of pure genius, several months after the 1976 Olympics, he hired the 21-year-old gold medalist from the Games, Tad Coffin, to be the resident trainer at Flying Horse. This ushered in an area of unparalleled growth in the horse industry here, as young riders from all over the country flocked to Flying Horse to train. Many of these riders went on to have great careers in the horse world, and a few of them even moved down the road to train with Jack LeGoff and the U.S. equestrian team. But John's energy and assistance were not confined to his own facility. He's always been willing to roll up his sleeves and help out other area competitions such as Ledyard and Groton House. Whether it was lending a tractor to haul equipment, mowing the fields, or digging a ditch, John would pitch in enthusiastically. All you had to do was pick up the phone and ask. He would respond with his booming laugh and ask how soon you needed him to be there. Priscilla Endicott relates that the NITA shows were forever grateful and indebted to John for the generous donation of his facilities. The rings were always dragged perfectly, often by John on one of his big tractors. The grass was freshly mowed and the facility was in top shape. Moreover, John was always thoughtful and, as she said, a joy to work with. She also mentioned those characteristics are not universal with all the property managers she's worked with. For many decades, John has quietly and steadily supported not only Windrush and the horse community at large, but also Pingree School. He's carried out his family's legacy by serving on the Pingree board for over 25 years and ran a highly successful capital campaign. By his example, he's inspired other family members like Will and Ted to continue to serve on the board. The Founders Award is given in recognition of an individual whose unwavering support of Windrush and the greater community embodies the true spirit of our founder, Marge, and her legacy, Windrush Farm. This year's recipient is a man of vision, energy, and unfailing generosity. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Windrush Farm, it is my privilege and honored to present the very first Marjorie V. Kittredge Founders Award to her good friend and lifelong supporter, John Pingree.